But when it comes to resolving of our issues, we have consensus, we have good rules, we follow them, we are a body of laws, we are not, there are things which aren't going off on their own. And at the same time, we have to interact now. What we're finding to be even more complex over time is that we're interacting more with government agencies, both in a good way and sometimes not in as good a way.
2 decades, Chuck Blazer was the most senior American official at FIFA. Now he is the linchpin of the United States investigation of the world body.
FIFA's Ethics Committee has said it's banned the former FIFA executive, Chuck Blazer, you see him there, from football-related activities for life. It says Blazer was a key player in recently revealed illicit schemes.
He froze, he turned white.
So he knew the jig was up.
Yeah. They took him over here to the atrium, and they told him he was facing 75 to 100 years in prison. And they could put the handcuffs on him right then.
At FIFA, at this level, because of the fact that there are many governments and other individuals who are interested in potentially influencing the votes of the members who may be there in their own constituency.
This hearing of the subcommittee is now called to order. On May the 27th, 2015, the U.S. Department of Justice unsealed a 47-count indictment against 9 FIFA officials and 5 corporate executives, charging the defendants with racketeering, bribery, wire fraud, and money laundering. 4 other individuals and 2 corporate defendants have also pled guilty to various charges.
This is Blazer in 2011.
I think that FIFA is doing a really excellent job of promoting football around the world. If I look back 10 years, 20 years and see the progress we made, I'm very proud of our accomplishments.
Alex Thomas, you've been reading the details of this. What did you make of it?
Yeah, Max, no huge surprise because, of course, Chuck Blazer was the former FIFA official already named in the FBI's investigation that was made public shortly before the FIFA presidential election back in May, when Sepp Blatter was re-elected for a 5th term as the head of the governing body of world football.
Chuck Blazer became the government snitch.
Yes.
Was it hard to flip him? Did it take a long time?
It was very quick. It was not what we would call a hard flip.
While he is credited with advancing the sport in the United States, he was pocketing millions of dollars in bribes and kickbacks at the same time. His lavish lifestyle and the fact he wasn't paying taxes attracted the attention of U.S. authorities.
A lot of very good qualities. Unfortunately, he has a dark side. And he had a room for which he paid about $6,000 a month, completely set aside for Max and some of his other pets.
And essentially, the FBI caught up with him for not paying his taxes and said, you're going to go to jail for a long time unless you turn spy for us, which he did, using a microphone and a key ring on a table to have conversations with other FIFA officials, forming the main basis for the American Justice Department's investigations into corruption.
That's really how this whole FIFA investigation really got rolling. The IRS and the FBI had leverage over Chuck Blazer, and he cooperated to the fullest extent. Even making secret recordings of his fellow sport executives at the 2012 Olympics.
He is one of 4 men who have already pleaded guilty in the corruption investigation.
The $100 bills, with his pocket literally filled with $100 bills. I remember one time in which Chuck, kind of stormed out of his office. He came over to me and said, Carlos, guess what happened? The Mexican Federation called me. They want a Mexican clubs to play in Copa Libertadores. I said, well, this is a very complex situation. I don't know if we can help you. But of course, an infusion of, $200,000 to the, for CONCACAF, will be very helpful. Any donation to CONCACAF, in essence, is a donation to Chuck Blazer.
In an unsealed transcript, Blazer admits facilitating a bribe in the process to select the host nation for the 1998 World Cup, which eventually went to France, and then accepting another bribe over the selection of South Africa for the 2010 competition. He also admits receiving bribes and kickbacks for broadcast rights to 5 Gold Cups, the North American regional competition, in the 90s and early 2000s.
Likes money, and that is what motivates him the most. I think that Chuck Blazer is the most important person in soccer today. If it wasn't for him, none of this would be happening. It took someone at his level, at his stature, to have the type of information and access that Loretta Lynch needed. And if it wasn't for Chuck Blazer, I don't think we'll be at the cusp of really powerful change at FIFA.
At the time, he was the deputy of Jack Warner, former FIFA vice president who's been charged as a co-conspirator in those themes. It is Blazer's cooperation that helped lead investigators to the indictment of him and 14 others in the broadening FIFA corruption scandal.
The disgraced US football executive Chuck Blazer, banned for life by FIFA, has died aged 72. He was at the center of investigations that overhauled the sport's global management. In 2013, when he pleaded guilty to tax evasion and corruption charges, he disclosed he had cancer, diabetes and heart disease.